Good day. This is Lateesha with Soul Spread Wisdom, and I am here to continue talking about Chiron through the houses. I've gone through the mythology of Chiron, and I've gone through the first and second houses of Chiron when it is found in your natal chart. So I'm continuing on, and today we're talking about Chiron in the third house. If you have Chiron natally in your third house, how it has impacted you, some of the challenges that you can or have experienced, and how you can heal this area of your life. So Chiron, as we know, is the wounded healer. But Chiron had two wounds. The first wound was the rejection of his mother and father. And then the second wound, of course, was much later on in his life, where there was a poison on an arrow that stuck him in the thigh. But as it relates to what we are speaking of, we are talking about this area of Chiron being a sore spot of rejection and hypersensitivity for you in your life. So with Chiron in the third house, it lends itself to feelings of rejection and awkwardness, and feeling like an alien as it relates to siblings and cousins and friends in your neighborhood. It lends itself to issues of feeling rejected when you speak, or if you are sharing knowledge, or if you have an interest in something, then there is a feeling of rejection that you have a hypersensitivity to. And you feel the energies on a great level and almost looking for rejection. That's what Chiron does. Like, you are expecting, it leads us to expect rejection in this area. And so the issue with Chiron is that they're early on, from within your mother's womb through the age of 7, there was something that happened to you. Perhaps you were sharing something with your siblings while you were little, and they laughed at you. You were sharing something that maybe you had colored in the coloring book, and you said, "Look what I did," or "Look what I drew." And you said, "Look what I wrote, look how I wrote my name." And they laughed at you and talked about how weird it was, or something of this nature. And that wound was very powerful for you, and so it continues to play itself out in your life as it relates to, again, the cousins, the neighbors that you grew up with, the aunts, the uncles. Here's this wound in this part where you are with these family members or with these neighbors, and you don't feel that you belong. And every time you try to express yourself, or you try to write, or you try to articulate whatever it is that you want to share, you feel rejected. So oftentimes you just don't share. You just shut down because you don't want to be rejected. But as we know with Chiron, there is a beautiful uniqueness in Chiron. There is an exceptional gift, a unique way that you have of expressing yourself with Chiron in the third house that other people don't have. It will not be the same way that other people write poetry. It will not be the same way that other people write short stories. It will not be the same way that other people tell stories or tell the jokes and make others laugh. It will be something that is unique to you, but it is a talent that will draw other people to you. Because of its uniqueness, your special way of bringing it forward to the world. And with Chiron here, there has to be a bold acceptance of yourself from you, a nurturing of that little child who was rejected, early on by the siblings, the cousins, or the aunts and uncles, or the neighbors, schoolmates, classmates, and even early teachers in this area. There has to be this acceptance of yourself that says, you know what? I'm good. I'm good. And I love me just the way that I am. And I'm going to bring this forth. And I trust that this uniqueness is here in my way of communicating, in my way of wanting to talk to people in my community in the way that I do. And I love it and I celebrate it. And I love me enough to bring it forward without question, without having to ask permission or wait to see if someone else likes it, or someone in my my siblings like it, or waiting for their approval. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to write it. I'm just going to travel in the car. The third house has to do with vehicles as well. So maybe you want to you have antique vehicles, for instance, that nobody else is interested in, and you want to buy them, you want to work on them, you want to auction them off, or something that is different than anyone else has done, you know, amongst your sibling group or your neighbors or classmates, and they may have laughed at you about it, and you always liked it. You know, you were always interested in it, but other people just didn't get it who were around you. But it's time for you to bring it forward with just a self-love for yourself, knowing that because you like it and because it's great to you, and the love that you have for it makes it worth bringing out into the world so that it can be an expression of your love for yourself. And in this way, the Chiron wound is healed, that wound of rejection, and it will be you who has healed it within yourself. My name is Lateesha Hinton. I am an astrologer, and you can find me at soulsbreadwisdom.com. And I thank you so much for listening.